Noswaithar. Good evening, everyone. I hope that after everything that we've endured together throughout the pandemic, that you've been able to enjoy Christmas with your friends and with your loved ones. Many of you will have seen in the news that 2 days before Christmas, I received a death threat through the mail to my constituency office here in Holyhead. And I'll speak more about this cowardly threat shortly, along with the overwhelming response of kindness and support that I've received from right across Anglesey. But I could not and did not let it ruin Christmas with my family. It's been lovely spending time with my husband and children, and of course Violet, our Cocker Spaniel. But I'm looking forward to getting properly back to work next week, that's next Wednesday, and continuing working day in, day out for you and for our island. Of course, it's New Year's Eve, and I'd like to say an early Blwyddyn Newydd Dda to you all. I'm often asked what my New Year's resolutions are, and this year the answer is easy. I only have one, and it's to speak Welsh every day. So whatever your plans, I hope you have an enjoyable night tonight. Many of you will be familiar with this quotation, which is, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." Although the origin of these words, often attributed to Voltaire, are disputed, there is no dispute about their pertinence. As I said earlier, many of you will have seen in the news that 2 days before Christmas, I received a sinister, cowardly threat to my life. An individual sent a note to my constituency office here on Anglesey that contained the words, "Traitors hang," and a drawing of a noose. Too often, this sort of behaviour is tolerated and accepted as a part of public service. This is wrong, and I will call it out and relentlessly use all the avenues available to pursue all those who threaten myself, my family, my staff, or indeed any elected representative, regardless of their beliefs or party affiliation. Threats such as these only strengthen my resolve to defend our freedom of speech. Our democracy is precious. We are so fortunate to be able to enjoy the basic democratic freedoms that are so often taken for granted. Democracy flourishes when we hold differing ideas and opinions, but as I've stated previously, I fear the strength of our democracy is being eroded by ever-increasing levels of hostility and vitriol. And this corrosive behaviour is dissuading people, especially women, from standing for public office. And unless we differ in our ideas, democracy is doomed to fail. Our freedom to express our differences in opinions should and must be celebrated and cherished. And it's crucial that differing ideas and beliefs are treated with tolerance and respect, not intolerance and abuse. And to the people who send these threats, I'd like to say this to them. Whatever your motives, whatever your aims, you will fail. Any support that you think you may have will never outweigh the dignity, the respect, the compassion and kindness of the people of Anglesey. Since receiving this cowardly threat, I've been overwhelmed by messages of support and kindness from people from every corner of our island, from people throughout Wales and the United Kingdom, and from people from across the political spectrum. I'm so grateful for all the messages that I've received, and I thank everyone who's taken the time to condemn this cowardice. I thank Liz Saville-Roberts, the MP for Dwyfor Meirionnydd, the leader of the Plaid Cymru group in Parliament. Politically, we agree on little, but we're united in our intolerance of these threats. And yesterday, Liz tweeted, "Threats of violence to MPs, elected representatives, public servants and journalists are abhorrent. Anyone who values free speech and democracy recognises this as intolerable." I'd also like to thank North Wales Police for taking this threat so seriously, and I'm grateful to local and national media for highlighting it so prominently. And importantly to me, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my amazing staff. My constituency team are all local to Anglesey, and their love of our island and dedication to making it an even better place to live and work is seemingly limitless. They don't deserve to be exposed to threats such as these, and I'm so grateful for their support and for all that they do for people who contact us for help. Anglesey is lucky to have them. I'd like to give you an update on the COVID situation here. And over the last 2 weeks, there's been an increase in people coming forward for their first and second doses of vaccine, and lots of encouragement to take up booster jabs. To date, the NHS in North Wales has administered more than 360,000 booster jabs and given additional protection to 72% of the eligible population. But despite this hugely encouraging take-up, there are still around 100,000, mostly younger people who've yet to come forward. There are 4 very important reasons people should come forward for their COVID-19 vaccine without delay. First, to help avoid the need for further restrictions. Second, to protect yourself. Third, to protect loved ones, friends, and those most vulnerable infection. And fourth, to protect the NHS. Even a small rise in COVID-19 admissions, coupled with the high rates of Omicron related to staff sickness we're forecasting, could seriously impact our ability to provide planned and emergency care in the coming weeks. So please, please play your part in slowing the spread by getting your COVID-19 vaccine. It can take up to 2 weeks for your body to build immunity following your COVID-19 vaccine. And we're facing the prospect of a huge wave of Omicron cases by mid-January. So I urge you to come forward as soon as you possibly can. There are thousands of appointments available over the coming days and weeks, and getting your COVID vaccine or booster could not be easier. You can walk into any of the COVID-19 vaccinations to get your first, your second, or booster vaccine, and you can book online to help avoid a lengthy queue. So please, to book online, simply go to the BCUHB website and click on vaccinations, and you'll see an up-to-date list of vaccine walk-in centres. You can also go on my Facebook page where I've posted a link to the list. So I really have enjoyed giving you some feedback on these lovely Friday nights throughout the year, and I look forward to continuing that in 2022. And that leaves me to end this evening by wishing you all a lovely Blwyddyn Newydd Dda.